that started. Okay, we'll do kind of a quick recap and jump right in. Good old AI giving me some great recap words to use. So, gather round, my fellow adventurers, for the latest chapter in our harrowing journey. After defeating Rexithid, you set out to investigate the remaining depths of Zorzula's Rest, where you discovered magical items of great power, each seemingly destined for one of you. Your first encounter was with a fearsome Odiug mutate in the sewage pit. After a fierce battle, you uncovered a magical item within its stomach, claimed by Etherion. Next, Valdir led you to a ruined statue of a Dwergar deity adorned with strange symbols. Valdir recognized these markings as those of Ilsinsine, the Mind Flayer deity. As you investigated, both Valdir and Etherion were briefly cursed, though Etherion managed to dispel the curse, freeing them from its dark grip. Ishtar's keen eye found the next magical item in the broken minecart room, adding another powerful relic to your collection. Your final discovery took you to the forge, where Etherion removed a barricaded door revealing 3 feral Ashen Wights. The ensuing battle was fierce, but you emerged victorious. The goblins and were hybrids had feared these Ashen Wights, and their defeat brought a sense of relief to the outpost. As Ishtar powered up the conveyor system, he discovered 5 precious yet mysterious gems hidden in the buckets. Gems of unknown value but undeniable significance. Seeking respite, you found a hot spring where you took a moment to heal your wounds and gather your strength. Refreshed and resolute, you decided to leave no threat behind and confronted the remaining were-hybrids and goblins in the mess hall. A large-scale battle ensued, and though the fight was close, you ultimately triumphed. Your victory was short-lived, as the mental energy explosions from the defeated foes caused Zorzula's Rest to crumble around you. You made a desperate, narrow escape through the main doors, with Erevan barely making it out alive. He was pulled through by the same ethereal character who had once aided him in escaping Ivalaga the Hag's prison. This enigmatic figure offered Erevan a choice. Become my champion, and I will provide you more power than you could ever imagine. Tragically, in the chaos, Bessie the Badger did not survive. Her loss weighs heavily on your hearts as you press on. Despite the challenges you face and the losses you endure, you remain united and undaunted. With new mysteries to unravel and greater threats to confront, you continue your journey, driven by the bonds of friendship and the pursuit of justice. Onward, brave companions, to our next adventure. And with that, we technically ended last session. You guys were right outside of Zorzula's Rest. I figured since you all mentioned going back to Phandalin, we'd just kind of skip the travel part, let you all long rest, and say that you get back to Phandalin the morning of the next day. So go ahead and take a long rest if you haven't.
Yay.
Thanks.
Get all healed up.
Yes.
Need to pull this out.
Oh my god, Valdir's almost dead.
Oh, we all almost died.
It
Except
close.
Ishtar started it.
Shot
It
it.
wasn't me. It was Erevan.
I didn't do anything this time.
Oh, this is the one I want.
I do
that
love
is
that.
true, Erevan. This time you didn't.
This time I didn't. But I do love that it described the Ashen. What are they? The Ashen Winder?
Ashen Wights.
Ashen Wights as feral. And also that we did it to leave no threats behind, but that really wasn't.
Yeah, you just kind of took it upon yourself. Jumped in there. Okay.
But for those in moral conflict, we'll say that it was at the risk of them invading Phandalin.
There you go. Okay. Why did it's 9 a.m. Why did the lighting not change? Oh, I know why. 1 second.
Everyone's always really cloudy.
I need to fix that. That's something.
I like the effect. I wish it was on the map only, but I don't think that's...
Yeah. There's probably some way I can do it if I thought about it for 2 seconds.
Is that a tile or something, potentially?
Yeah, I don't know if you could like constrain maybe walls and then set the effects to only be inside that wall or something. I don't know. But so you Gosh, I'm trying to make sure I know what I'm doing. Yeah, okay. So you make your way back to Phandalin. You would be coming from the north side of town, so up here, and you are joined by the prisoners you found from Zorzula's Rest, which were Paulina, Dareth, and Thimble. Shoot, what's his name? Thimblewood, I think. All
Alchemist, the shoemaker, and the farmer.
yeah, exactly.
And Tumbleweed.
So they've all been not NPCs. So they've all been new people to Phandalin, except for Paulina. She's kind of been there for a while, just in the background. Everyone else fairly new to town. Dareth specifically being the farmer from Tribor that Valdir knew and was looking for, that had left trying to come to Phandalin but never did make it. So you start to come into town with the prisoners now freed. And once again, kind of fairly common, similar town feel. You have people, moseying about, starting their day because it's about 8, 9 in the morning when you get into town. And you notice that it's fairly quiet this morning, which in the mornings it seems to be quiet. But maybe there's less people, or at least less loud people than normal as you start to make your way into town. What would you guys like to do as you get into town?
My real quick, because I know Ishtar is gonna decipher his journal thing.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, if there's anything you guys want to do while you're on your way to Phandalin to kind of like let me know.
I had a question about that because I was for a tool. I was thinking of doing herbalism kit, which I think I might have made a roll for before. I don't think I got anywhere though.
You failed it.
Yes.
Would I be able to do that? And would Alchemist Guy be like a trainer?
For herbalism, we could find out. I'll say.
Okay.
Yeah, I would say if you want to go down that path, you can talk to Thumbleweed. What's his first name? Is that his last name? Anyway, you could talk to him and find out to see if he is a trainer. I'll make that part of the intrigue. But yeah, anybody other than Ishtar, I know what you're doing. Anything anybody would want to be doing on their way to Phandalin kind of overnight before we start in Phandalin.
I want to try and make one of my juice things.
Oh, okay. Did I make you roll for that last time? I don't think so.
I don't remember.
Yeah. Just describe
roll.
Describe how it goes. Like what all do you do to make it? We'll make whoever drinks it roll potentially.
Okay, so I have the last of the fruit that I picked up, and I'm just mashing it up, and then I'm mixing it with some water, and then I'm using prestidigitation to make it kind of airy and carbonated, and then adding my sugar and making it all mixed up with prestidigitation.
Okay. Which fruit flavor are you going to use for this one? I think the last one you did was a peach. Maybe not. Maybe apple. Don't remember.
I think all I have are apples.
Oh, that's true. You looked and you only got apples. Okay, so yeah, it's another apple one. Yeah, so you finished making your second batch of your. You ended up calling it cleric in a barrel, right?
Yeah,
okay.
But it's not in a barrel yet.
So just cleric, we'll call it.
Cleric in a bottle right now.
So you finish making it. It is a very vibrant green color, more like kind of a Granny Smith apple green. So that light green, but very bright. And you can see the fizzy bubbles still in there. You felt pretty good about this one. The first one you did, it felt decent making it, but you're still kind of working out the kinks. This time you're starting to figure out the best recipe as you finish making your drink.
Did I drink the first one?
Yeah, and you wasted it.
Yeah, because you hated it.
I'll drink it. Are you trying to train like brewers things or something? Or
No, I just wanted to do it just for fun.
You're
just having fun.
I'll give it a try.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't know if that's good.
So go ahead and make a constitution save for me.
This is
As you pop open cork. 11. Okay. Are you taking a big swig, regular drink, down in the whole thing?
I take a sniff of it and then I just take like a regular drink first to see how it tastes.
Okay. So as you take your first whiff, it's very aromatic. It's very strong of apples. You also kind of maybe get a hint of floral notes in there, and as you drink it, it's very what's the word? Is it more viscous? It's thicker, I think. Less viscous.
Yeah.
Is
Yeah,
thinner?
viscous is.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's very watery in essence, very smooth to drink, but you do get a hint of the crispness from the carbonation, and you get the like syrupy apple flavor. It tastes really good. It kind of reminds you of like a fizzy apple juice. And as you drink it, nothing really happens. You feel refreshed. It's a pretty good drink.
It was really good, Irvin.
Thank you. Oh, Ishtar hated it though. He's not allowed to
Well,
have it more because he's gonna like bring down my advertising market.
he likes to drink like sludge, so I wouldn't
That's
necessarily
true.
trust his judgment on that.
Maybe I should try the same thing but with mud, and he might like that.
He very well might. I don't know how big your audience would be with that, but he would probably
No,
like it.
really, just probably people that live underground, like mole people.
I
Well,
imagine
this
this
one's
starts
really
right
good.
behind you. He's just like, mole people? What's going on? Oh man. Okay. Ishtar, you are wanting to spend the time trying to decode more of Glassstaff's journal. What was the role I made you do last time for that? Was that like insight or stealth or we were using your
It was
thieves
sleight of
code.
hand, I think.
Oh,
I think it was sleight of hand.
yeah.
It
Yep.
was, yeah.
That makes sense. So yeah, go ahead and make another check for me. Trying to find the original ones that I sent you.
Oh, damn it.
Was it private that I sent that to you in? Yep, I see it now. Crap.
Because I think it was 20 pages, right?
Yeah,
So I would have
crazy.
6 more.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm downloading those again. I don't know why I'm downloading them. I have them somewhere, but anyway, with the 6. So this time you got through the first handful of pages. The first time you were going through and deciphering the journal. This time, as you go through the next set of pages, it appears almost that maybe some of the line and the ink is smudged really hard, so it makes it harder to decipher these pages because you don't have the full text to use from. And it also appears that he changes his key for every page. And so you were able to get the first handful done because you had all the text. You were able to figure out the key for each page. These, since you're missing that text, it really makes it hard to determine the key. So you can't really decipher these. And unfortunately, you're unable to decipher any this time. And Ethereon, anything for you before we get to Phandalin?
I already looked at the Hag leather book, right? And the only thing I really found was that my dad's name was in it, not crossed it. Right.
Yeah. When you the initial time that you looked at it, yeah, that was what kind of stood out.
Actually, then I was thinking of tools. I might actually do cartographer's tools. Or
Okay.
if I did on the book, I know it's in one of them. I know there's like navigational tools, and then there's also cartographer tools. Is navigation more like a sea thing, or is cartography be like land? I assume.
That is a good question. That's how I've always understood it. Let me just verify. Cartographer tools versus navigators. It makes sense that that's what it is, but let's double check. Cartographer's tools, create maps, blah blah blah. Geographic knowledge, okay, blah blah blah. Man, there's a whole thing somebody made for these. That's nice. How to make a map, reading a map. Huh. Navigator's tools, tracking your own location, what directions to get somewhere. But what is? So it seems like navigators is how to get places. Cartographer's tools is then how to get there again, maybe like to remember places and get there faster. I don't know. I'm trying to look at the difference, and they really do seem to be the same. But I mean, that's fine. If we wanted to kind of do it that way, of navigator's tools being more like ship, ocean travel based, and cartographers being overland, that makes sense.
Just because I mean, this is like a metagamey thing, but I personally, Bog likes maps and stuff. And I know there will be traveling later campaign wise, which
Mm-hmm.
I know is meta, but I just think that's cool, like mapping stuff.
Yeah.
And I feel like it could be helpful. So maybe I actually do that.
Okay. Sure.
So can
I'm gonna save this so I can
I
see.
guess, try and like map or like start trading that, but like kind of map like, okay, this is how we got to Thursday's Rest and landmarks and whatever.
Yeah. Let me. So cartographer. Oh, hold on. Let me pull up my thingy again real quick. 'Cause I have that saved on my desktop somewhere. So for tool proficiencies, cartographers' tools are based on wisdom. And so your modifier is a 1. So you would start with a D12.
Boy.
But yeah, if you want to spend kind of the travel working on building that map, go right ahead. Unfortunately, nothing.
There's a 1 in there.
So you work on making a
Okay.
map, and it's rough. Like, you probably could follow it and get back to where you were, but you don't have any faith that anybody else would be able to follow your map just yet. You still gotta hone that skill.
Guys, what do you think of this?
Is that a tree?
And I look at it because I'm like not even sure again. I'm like, yeah, it was that big tree back there.
Okay.
Oh, well, I love it.
Thanks. He looks really proud of it.
Folds it up and puts it in his back pocket. I'll save you for later. Okay. So, skipping ahead, make your way to Fanolin, all the stuff that I just said, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, when you get into town, what's everybody doing? What would you all like to do first? If anything specific.
I want to see why it's so weird.
The quietness you're talking about?
Yeah.
Okay. Anybody specific you're wanting to talk to about it or go to, or just kind of walk around town seeing what you see?
I want to walk around, see what I see.
Okay.
First, see if there's anything outside the norm.
Okay. Go ahead and do a perception check for me. Ishtar, you were going to say something.
Can I go to Smithy's?
Yeah. So,
Oh yeah, he was making something for you.
17 perception. So, Ervin, you kind of gander around town, and you notice there's a few not key people, I guess, but there's a few people that you're used to seeing that aren't out by now, and it's a little weird because even though it's still early morning, these people are normally out already doing work, and that's kind of some of the noise you would expect to hear. So these aren't people that you've necessarily talked to or that hold a big place in your mind, but they're always in this spot, and the fact that they're not there is kind of weird. One of them is not Smithy, but somebody who seems to always be working kind of like a blacksmith outside of their house. They're usually always banging on making horseshoes for the stables. They're not out, so you don't hear that clanging, piercing sound of metal on metal. You also notice that there's usually a older gentleman who sits at one of the houses closer to the town green, who is always on his porch playing an instrument, just kind of having music going. You don't hear that as well. It's things like that stick out as, okay, these people are always here at the same time every day doing this thing, and it's not happening. It's not like there's someone you would know specifically, but that's the kind of thing you're noticing.
Guys, I was gandering around town and noticed some key personnel missing. Mainly that horseshoe guy and that guy that sits over there playing music.
Those guys really add to the ambiance of the town. That's terrible.
I know, that's probably why it's so quiet. Do you think they're sick?
Uh, maybe.
Uh,
I'm sure it's something as innocent as that.
okay, Ishtar, you were going to Smithy's. So, as you guys
Can
are,
I? I'm gonna go with them.
okay. As you guys get into town, you, Aetherion, and Ishtar break off to go to Smithy's. You open the door, and he is kind of quick at work. He almost doesn't hear you open the door, but fairly quickly. Whoa, that's loud. That's Smithy's theme music. There we go. So he quickly catches that someone's there, gets up, runs over to the counter, and pushes up his glass and says, "Oh, my friends, where have you guys been? I haven't seen you in so long."
We've been out of town. We've been having to do some errands.
Ah, errands. Did you happen to get into any trouble? And he's kind of looking you up and notice some blood splatter that still hasn't been cleaned off your armor and stuff like that. Trying to dig a little deeper, but is also kind of like, I know what's going on, kind of a thing.
Maybe we have fought some folk and got some handsome rewards, and I'll show him the ring of protection.
Okay. he see you. I think, is it equipped to your character? Just
Yeah.
okay. So you hold up. Which finger is it on?
It's gonna be on my
Middle one.
my middle finger on my right hand.
Okay. So you flip him off. At first he's a little stunned, like, oh my god, and then he looks and he sees it, but he almost like brushes it off. He's like, oh, that's not, I see those all the time. That's just a little fancy trinket, but you want some good stuff, you know who to see. What about you? And he looks over at you, Aetherion.
I got this hard.
He looks, this time he's a little more interested. He looks at it and kind of like grabs it from you and inspects it over, because I said it was one of the wheel spikes, right, or something like that.
I wasn't talking about that, but actually I will.
Oh, you were
that.
talking about you were talking about the Horn of Valor.
The actual magic horn.
Oh.
But no, I'll show him the drill piece.
Okay.
From the wheel kind of thing.
So he grabs that and he looks that over. He's like, oh, this is interesting. Let me see. And he's like tapping it and inspecting it closely. Uh-oh. No. Don't shuffle. Why are you shuffling?
He broke it.
We'll just go back to Phandalin. No need for theme music. He inspects it over. He kind of looks at you a little slyly, like, this wasn't just from a machine, was it?
It was some kind of, it was like demon cat bird or like a fiend something. It was powered by fiendish magic.
He just kind of nods. He goes, I thought so. I can still smell it on there. What would you like to do with this?
That's a good question. What can be done with it, if you know?
Well, he grabs like this big book and starts flipping through it, and you realize it's kind of like a collection of schematics for things he either has made or will make in the future. Flips through, he finds one, he stops and points at it and goes, we could do something like this. Nothing too fancy, but could potentially be useful in a little more tense situations. And you look, and it kind of resembles maybe a crown, so like a circlet or something you would wear on your head, that it's a part of. So it's a very pointy centerpiece with a band around it that would go over your head. And he looks up at you. He's like, nah, I don't think that would work. And he flips again. And he looks at this, and he shows you what catches your eye and goes, we could. Now this would take a while. It would not be easy to make, so I may need some help, but we could do something like this. I've wanted to try for a long time. And you look at the schematic, and it appears to be the instructions for making some sort of like a maul or a morning star or a flail type weapon. There's like a few different iterations that have it. So one would be more like the morning star, where it's a solid shaft with this the drill piece at the top with some spikes on it. There's another one that's more like a flail, where you have a chain that's connecting it together. Different iterations of the same thing, but he kind of shows that to you. He's like, what do you think about this one?
What kind of properties would that have?
Whatever you want. And he kind of pulls another little notebook out, and he opens it, and he goes, it comes down to what you can get me to make this. And he starts making kind of a list. And he says, I have a lot of the core materials, ore and metal and wood and chains, but I need very specific things to give it that amazingness that only I can give you. And he rips off a piece of paper that I will give you later, that has, like, in essence, a different special, not ingredient, but material component for each of the different types of damage. So you get, fire, lightning, thunder, force, like all of those he's got listed out as a very specific material component that it would take, just to be like, whatever you get me, that's kind of what you're going to get.
Okay. And is there, behind the curtain wise, is this like is there an equivalent item that this would be? Or is it like a homebrew thing?
If I can find an actual item that it would be, yes. If not, it may just be like, in essence, like a +1 or something equivalent, whatever weapon you're looking for out of those types, and then we'll add the special damage on top of it or something.
Okay. Because I also have another. I'll ask this in game, but I'm asking you as well. I have another thought that I just thought of now. Could it be somehow, and I hold my shield up and I say, could it be put on here somehow so that when I hit people, it can like damage them a little bit or something?
And he looks at your shield and kind of walks out from behind the bar, and he has his glasses on and he looks at it close. He goes, I'm not familiar with this craftsmanship. This is something else. Maybe, if you're okay with letting me see the shield for some time while I work on it, but I feel like paladin without a shield feels very naked. Would you be okay with me borrowing this for some time?
If I leave it with you for the day, would you be able to tell me if it can be done at least, or what you could do with it?
I'll see what I can do. I'll try.
In essence, like, I'm fine with leaving it with him for
As
the
long
day.
as you're not in combat.
Well, I mean, if we get in combat, we get in combat, but
Yeah.
to let you figure out if that's something realistic as well.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. He like holds his arms out, and as you take your shield off to give to him, it's way too heavy, so he almost drops it, but instead he falls with it to where it doesn't hit the ground because he's respecting the craftsmanship, and you kind of pick it up so he can get back up.
Where do you want it?
I just put it over there in the corner. Thank you. That reminds me, and he ruffles through some papers and looks at you, Ishtar. I believe you left me something to work on, right?
I did, in fact.
Don't tell me. It was a wolf's tooth. No. Deer antler. No, that's an eyeball, right? Oh, Nothic's eye. That's what it was, right?
Ding, ding, ding.
Yes. Okay. Bad news. I couldn't do anything yet. I need some materials. Not ideal. I understand. I told you I'd have something ready, but I promise it's going to be worth it. And he gives you a list as well of a few material components that he needs to finish the Nothic Eye item, which I will get to you later as well.
Have any on me? You already know any?
Let me look at your inventory real quick in the party.
Oh, it just happens to be a crystallized brick crystal. I've got
I will say it may be one of the miscellaneous gems you have, but I need to think about that for a little bit longer.
I've got a bunch of different gems as well.
Yeah, looking.
Got blue quartz, amethyst, peridot, jade, and then a miscellaneous gem.
Let me get back to you on that. I'll figure it out and get you an answer. Okay.
Can I also ask him, do you have a set of smith's tools per se? So I checked my inventory and realized I don't have any.
You know what? I bet I do. Let me look. And he goes he goes into the back. He goes into the back room and starts kind of rummaging around. You hear a lot of things clinging in the back and stuff falling around. He's kind of like muttering to himself, like, "Son of a, come on." And he comes out and he goes, "Actually, I have one left that I haven't used in a while." He blows off some dust. He's like, "They should be fine. Give me, let's say, 10 gold."
Sure. And I look at them and, oh, these look good. Thank you.
I'm just glad to get them out of my shop, to be honest, but thank you very much. And I'll throw those into your inventory somewhere. Yep, there they are. And then you could just take out the gold from your bag. All right.
Thank you, sir.
Welcome. And then
We're rich.
he kind of looks at both of you again. He goes, "Anything else I can do for you?"
Could I buy my way out of getting the materials? Is that an option?
Are you asking DM or Smithy? Like, are you
DM.
asking to? Okay.
I
Like,
don't know.
instead of having to like find them or something, could you find
Yeah.
someone to pay to get them from them?
Yeah.
I mean, probably. That's definitely an option I'll include for both of you. Of like, if you don't
Is
want to try to
there-
find these, you could pay this much and get them.
Is there a fence in Felon?
You don't know that yet. You haven't seemed to ask anybody or do any dirty deeds in town. You've sold everything above board. So
Is there a I don't think there's a jewelry dealer, but is there someone who deals with gems?
the best person would be the miners exchange. So Halia, that's where the miners bring their like rough ore and any rough gems that they find there. So she would be the best bet.
Maybe we need well, I don't remember where these other locations are, but maybe we need to take a trip somewhere in the bigger city to sell and buy things again.
Who knows?
If you want to buy your materials. And we have a lot of gems and shit to sell.
Someone call Irvin's dad.
You can't.
He told him to F off, remember?
And then he didn't take the communication device.
Oh,
I'm not with you guys, by the way.
Yeah, Ervin's off looking at town and figuring out what's going on. Anyway, that brings us to Ervin real quick. Anything you're doing? So you're walking around, you've kind of got a sense of why it feels a little off in town. Anybody you'd like to see? Anything you'd like to do?
I'm gonna go towards the tavern, but as I am, I'm gonna go, "Hello? What's going on?"
Some people notice you being back in town. They're like, "Oh, Ervin, hi," and then being nice and welcoming you to town, but nothing crazy happens. No one seems to want to answer the question, maybe because they don't know, but they still mosey about their day. And so, do you go to the Stonehill Inn or the Sleeping Giant?
The sleeping giant.
Okay. So you get to Sleeping Giant, and you see Agatha, who's behind the bar, as always. A few more people in here, so it's slowly gotten more and more popular. Not as much as Stonehill Inn, obviously, but because it's only Agatha, it can't get too busy or else she'd be swamped. But it does seem a little bit more lively, even for being this early in the morning. And she sees you and smiles. She says, "Ervin, I haven't seen you in a while. I'm so glad you came to visit. What can I get you?"
Hi. Ooh, can I have some tea? Also, do you know what's going on here?
Oh, tea. Oh, that's my favorite drink. Of course you can have tea. She brings out a nice pot, a very nice cup. This seems like the place where you probably should have been getting your tea the whole time. Everything else was fine in some spots, but it wasn't great. She seems like she knows what's going on and gives you a handful of like tea bags to choose from and this whole thing set up.
Oh my gosh, I'm never going anywhere else again.
She thinks for a second. She goes, What do you mean, what's up?
Well, we got into town and I noticed that it was really quiet. Um, like the horseshoe guy wasn't hammering away, and there's like a guy in the beginning that plays like his instrument. He wasn't outside, so it was very noticeably quiet.
Oh, yeah, I have kind of picked up on the same things. It is a little weird, especially Old Man Kramer. I love his music in the morning. I live right kind of down the road. I've ended up getting my own place, and his music's always great to wake up to. I don't know where they've been, but I haven't also heard anybody asking about missing people. Maybe someone at the inn would know, or Lenine or Halia, someone maybe a little higher up on the totem pole.
Okay, I guess I can ask those guys. But congratulations on getting your own place.
Oh, thanks. It's nothing crazy. It's just a little shack, but it's better than living at work.
Are you a hag? You better not be a hag living in a shack.
No, I promise. I'm nowhere near a hag. Or at least I don't think I look like a hag. I hope.
Appearances can be deceiving, as I've learned. The last hag was a man.
What? I don't know what I can
Thanks.
say to make you feel better, but I'm not a hag, and yeah. And she kind of like awkwardly walks back to the bar.
I'm watching her.
Make a perception check.
All right.
Suspicion's gonna turn everybody back.
She seems more creeped out by the accusation than anything. Seems like she's trying to
I'll
run
let it
away from
slide
your
for now.
conversation. Okay. So we'll hop over to Ishtar and Ethereon. What are you guys doing?
Mhm, mhm. Oh, guess we
They're just
go
coming.
find her. I feel like as well before we leave, and I pull out my journal and I say, we have this quest where there's an idiot in charge of this town and we still haven't really done anything about it. Maybe we should put somebody decent in charge before we leave again.
I thought it was waiting paperwork.
You guys had the paperwork and you delivered it. You were just waiting. You were tasked by Halia to go and get the town master so he could be tried on the town green. And then that's when you
Oh.
guys were like, "Oh yeah, let's go do the other thing," and just
I
kind of left.
all right. I go over to Halia's miners exchange.
Yeah.
I'll keep going with him.
I go in there and say, "Hey, we're back. Sorry, I forgot we were supposed to bring dude. You want to do the hearing today?"
She is just kind of tapping her fingers on the counter. She's like, "I've been waiting for so long for this to happen. I would do it myself, but I'm just one person. Yes, I would love to get this over with. If you want to go find one of the deputies and go grab him, I will make sure everybody's at the town green by noon."
Okay. I'm not. Our sincere apologies. We had some goblin-ish things to kill.
Let's just get this over with and it'll be fine. He's very upset.
Can I show her the ring?
Sure. You flip her off and she just kind of rolls her eyes. It just doesn't even faze her.
I'm not sorry. We were saving people's lives.
We brought you an alchemist and a farmer and your shoemaker back. They were in trouble.
Okay, thank you very much. That's nice. I'll make sure to get them all set up, but let's deal with Webster. He's causing a lot of problems. Or not solving them, I guess is a better way to put it.
Yeah, that idiot. Okay, we'll do it.
Okay, so do you want to find anyone else to help you, or are you guys just going to kind of break down the town master's door and
Don't do it without me.
Well, no, I'll go find Ervin.
Okay.
I guess, unless you want to do something else this time.
We can go find Ervin.
So you go to Sleeping Giant. You see him there, really just loving life, sipping this amazing tea that he's found. And Ervin, you see them walk through the front door.
Guys, I can't believe this tea was sitting under my nose this entire time.
You didn't know they had tea? Ishtar and I are in here all the time.
Well, I didn't know they had good tea.
Oh yeah, we have tea together constantly.
What the hell? You guys didn't even tell me. You know I love tea.
I don't drink it. He just has the cup for me.
I don't know if I believe that.
Okay.
You should come hang out with us sometimes, man. You're just too busy for it.
Ooh, bird.
What do you mean? I literally am with you guys all the time.
Then why aren't you in the Sleeping Giant with us?
Because I don't know. I don't remember what I was doing.
Me neither.
Also, as soon as you guys got into town, Valdir and Dareth kind of went to, I already forgot his name, Malus Stormrider's house, so Ervin's adopted father, to go and kind of regroup before Dareth tries to find a farm so Valdir can help him. That's kind of been their mission when they got to town, was to set Dareth up, get him a farm up and running and things like that. So they quickly took off to go start working on that. Okay, back to what you were doing.
We went and saw Halia, and she's upset with us that we haven't ousted the town master yet. So I figure maybe we should deal with that before we leave again.
Yeah,
At least leave the
yeah.
town in a good state.
Yeah, let's go fuck him up.
Hey. You start heading.
I'm gonna abandon my tea immediately.
Ooh, okay. Get up and make your way towards the Townmaster's Hall, which I believe, out of the three of you, Ervin, you're the only one who knows where it is, technically. I don't think Ethereon or Ishtar have ever gone to the Townmaster's Hall, technically. So you kind of lead the way, almost storming there. What was that?
Oh yeah, I know exactly where this bitch is.
Might have stopped there when we were getting signatures. I don't remember why, but
I guess you might have seen it. It's not hard to miss, but Ervin kind of takes command of this piece and just charges with the determination to the door. You almost have to like actively try to keep up with him, and you get there.
As we walk down the street, there's like thug music playing.
Oh, do I have any good?
It's like the SpongeBob music, the one with the cops. Dong, 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 dong.
Man, I should have had that ready.
Just fuck him up. I'm swinging the warhammer. I'm like, yeah.
Everyone's like, man, what are you guys doing? We're gonna go kill the town master. Oh gosh.
With justice.
Do this one. Maybe this is the best. Yeah, we'll try that one. So you make your way to Townmaster's Hall. Who you get there and the door's closed.
Can I knock?
Kind of always. I was
I
going
want
to
to
ask.
burst it open if I can. I'm not knocking.
I will say.
Well,
oh, go ahead.
Well, I want to like bang on the door, right? And if he answers, can I just like yank him outside, like really harsh?
I will say. Ishtar, make a acrobatics check to see if you can pass Ervin on the way to the hall to beat him to the door. Nope.
Oh.
So as you start to get faster
What
and
is with the
faster,
lines?
you find a rogue rock and trip over it, giving Ervin just a few more steps ahead of you. And as you reach the door, how do you try to bust the door down, Ervin?
Oh, I'm just gonna push my hands on the door and just like push it open see if it's unlocked.
Okay.
And if it's not locked, I'm gonna like slam both doors open.
Okay. Yeah,
I'm imagining it's a double door.
Yeah, you go to slam both your hands into the door, expecting to run into a locked door or a wall or something. And as you give it a shove, they swing open easy. And you almost kind of stumble in because you're pushing so hard, ready for it to fight back a little. And as you go inside, it's dark. I mean, the light from the windows is coming in, but there's no candles lit or anything. It's a little dusty almost. When you open the door, you see dust fall from the tops of the doors. There's papers kind of about everywhere. You don't immediately see anything in the building.
Guys, I think he ditched. I'm gonna go further in and use dancing light.
Okay. Oh, actually,
I'll
you know what?
follow behind Ervin.
Do I don't have a good picture for this, but I used to have a little map that we could use just to give you guys something to look at. Let me make sure. Do I still have that? Oh, I do. It's right there. Boom.
Thank you for making my immersion better, DM.
Oh, you know me. I'm a sucker to make sure you guys are happy. So, activate. I'm going to throw you guys on here in a second. Give me. Zoom in. It's going to throw you all. So, the double doors would be here. Doop. Ignore the two people that aren't there. There we go. Okay. So, wait a second. Oh, Ervin, are you still on the landing page?
It's still taking forever for me to load in. It's at like 98%.
Oh, okay. We'll give you a second. Oh, that's not what I meant to do. That gives me some time to prep some of this stuff too.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll just let this.
Everything's fine. What?
I'll let the paladin go first, please. And then I'll let Ervin go after, and then I'll be in the back, please.
I mean, that
But what
makes
if it comes up from behind?
technically
Well, then I'll
Ervin's
push
first.
Ervin in front of me.
What happened? I
Um.
blacked out
Nothing
for
yet.
We're getting bombarded by like 1,000.
Oh, actually, you
1,000
guys are
enemies.
here. So technically, so Ervin busted through the doors, and it's empty. There's dust everywhere, no lights. Only the lights you see are from the windows, so ignore the candles. And okay, so you guys bust through. I'm gonna unpause it just to let you all kind of mosey about wherever you would like to go as you. Let me shut that door. As you start walking through the Town Master's Hall. And let me know if there's anything specific you would like to do in a certain area or something like that.
I'm just gonna go down the hallway and be like, hello? And like, come in here.
Okay.
Oh, where'd you go?
You don't hear anything as you yell out. It just kind of echoes.
I want to search his desk to see if this is his office, then I want to search his desk to see if there's any indication of what happened.
Okay. Go ahead and do an investigation check for me.
Yeah, I'm the town mayor now.
Okay. So what you
Can I look?
find... Go ahead.
Can I look this way?
Yeah, go ahead. Mate. Whoever wants to investigate the Town Master's desk, do an investigation for me.
What are the chances
What?
of that?
Oh my gosh. So you all find the exact same paper at the same time, which...
I got it first.
Give me that.
I got it.
I had
You
it.
end up ripping it and you lose all traceability. You can tell that obviously he's been gone for quite some time. The dust everywhere, papers haven't been moved, things like that. You pick up the paper or look at it on the desk, and there's a few letters underneath this piece of paper. You notice real quick that there's a similar piece from all of it. Ervin, actually, it's only you now that would know this, with the black spider's emblem kind of stamped on them. And as you kind of fan through these letters, you realize that the town master wasn't actually the town master. Town Master Webster was a doppelganger that worked for the Black Spider, and he was brought here to quote unquote keep an eye on the town with the Red Brands while the Black Spider was doing his business in Wave Echo Cave, looking for the Black Shard that was there. The Town Master, Virith was his name, the doppelganger. He was here really to let the Red Brands and Glassstaff do whatever they wanted. He was supposed to kind of be a hidden, anonymous leader that really didn't do anything, let the Red Brands do what they do. So you kind of go through all those letters, figuring that out.
Yeah.
Well, guys, I think we fucked up.
Is there any indication of where he went?
Do another investigation check as you kind of look around, looking for footprints or any symbols or something.
Oh.
Man, I thought you guys got the exact same number again. So you kind of walk around. You don't notice any footsteps leading in a path. Let me see here. Okay, yeah. But come on. There we go. As you are kind of looking around, oh my gosh, there's so many lights in this thing. I have to send you guys a picture of this just to show you. This is ridiculous. This is what
little candle light source.
Yeah, this is what I looked at when I wanted to turn off some
Oh my
lights.
gosh.
Holy cow.
So, a lot of the main lights in the main chamber kind of go out because some of them are candles that were lit here in the main chamber. Others were lights from the windows peering in. You notice it gets dark real quick. Really only in those few spots. And you hear some quiet shuffling around. And before any of you can really say anything, Aravan, go ahead and make a... Actually, no, I don't even think I need to, but...
Do I get a height advantage since I'm on this podium? Damn.
I mean, you're like 5 feet higher than everyone else, so I mean, not really. Oh, that's not who I wanted. Don't worry, that's not it. Wrong person.
It's a demon.
Oh,
The
that's
drow! He's gone!
Wow.
There's another drow!
Dang it, that's not what I'm wanting. Okay, anyway. Sorry, 1 second. I'm trying to pull.
This time your
Family!
boys are here.
I have, it's showing that I have dark vision in this one little section that I'm in.
Yeah, some of the lights went off, which probably did that because you're inside, and it's going to be real finicky because of how many light
I mean,
sources there are.
You do have dark vision.
No, I know, but I had my dancing lights up.
Yeah, that's true. Let me just...
Oh.
1 second. Why did this happen? Let's just throw that there for you.
I can see.
Okay.
We can see things.
Okay, so Ervin, unfortunately your passive perception is very low. You feel hands on the back of your neck, and by the time you go to grab at it, turn around, whatever, Ishtar, you notice it as well. This drow sorceress appears almost from the shadows in the corner and quickly grabs Ervin and kind of covers his mouth and holds him still. Almost like a hostage, but also just trying to protect themselves from anything happening. And Ishtar, you realize that this is one of the sorceresses from not your house, but of House Mizram. So the drow house that met you in Wave Echo Cave. So she holds Ervin just for a few seconds as you kind of struggle against it, and then she lets you go and backs away and kind of holds her hands up, waiting to see what happens.
Is this one of the drow we met there, or just from the same house?
No, just from the same house. Not one that you had already met.
I wouldn't do that again if I were you. The last time someone did that to me, I got kidnapped and we had to kill them.
She kind of rolls her eyes and she goes, "Trust me, if I wanted you captured or dead, you would have already been. I've been watching you since you set foot in this town. But anyway, that doesn't matter. I have a little bit more urgent details to discuss." And she... I'm going to put you in here too so you can see. She talks about how when you last met House Mizram, you met the matron mother, you met the Loth paladin, and there was the house captain, or the favorite consort, whatever. There with them. They had talked briefly about how Ishtar's family house had joined this society with other drow houses, House Mizram being one of them, to change the way drow society worked, but also looking for these shards that you guys were looking for. She has come to tell you that they've found the location of the next 3. They found location of 3 more shards, all of which are in the Underdark, and she mentions the same places you already know of: Gibbet Crossing, Talhundreth, and the Crypt of the Talhund. It just so happens you guys learned about it before she was able to get here in time. So she gives you all that information, and kind of urges you, like, make sure that you get there before this other enemy does. We won't be assisting. We just wanted to give you the information, kind of a deal. And she looks over at you, Ishtar. She says, be expecting a letter from your house. It should be here by now. And just as quickly as she appears, she's gone again. And you're left with the empty Townmaster house.
Sorry, when we met them before, they were looking for them too, but they were, I don't know, they weren't hostile.
Correct. They were hostile initially, but then they noticed that Ishtar was with you, and so they kind of like chilled out a little because they are allies with Ishtar's family. They don't know his past, which I will let him decide if he tells you, but like they don't know that he's not technically with the house currently, but they saw that and they're like, okay, I guess we can chill for a little bit. You've got one of us in essence with you.
So, okay, but they are, why did, oh, because yeah, I gotcha.
Yeah, that was my thing too. I was like, why is she just telling us this information?
Yeah.
Okay. So they would be hostile, probably then.
Mm-hmm.
You kind of have the similar goal in essence right now, and Ishtar's kind of been your diplomat between you and the drow.
Right.
So.
Well, then why the fuck did she have to touch me to tell us the information?
Probably so we didn't beat her ass.
I mean, I still wanna.
She appears back real quick. I heard that. She comes back.
Well, I do wanna.
Get rid of her there. But anyway, so you're kind of back. In essence, she just confirmed what you guys knew about the next 3 locations for shards.
And those places are in the Underdark?
Yes.
Okay. All of them?
Yes, all 3. So it appears to be no Townmaster is here. What would you guys like to do?
Is this a map that I can take of like this like a map of just Faladin, or is this like the local area, or is this like a broad map? Phandalin?
It is just a map of Phandalin in essence.
Is there a door here?
There is a door there. Doesn't it let you walk through it? Or can you not see that?
I can go around it. There's just a door. There's no wall.
Oh, that's weird. Wow, Forgotten Adventures really. Oh,
right here too.
I wonder if it's actually supposed
Or
to be
does
door. I bet it's like a little ledge.
Oh, like it goes underneath or something.
I don't know. That's weird. I've never noticed that. But anyway,
Would you gents like to go
Who built this place?
downstairs?
Very weird. Well, if you
Wait.
can't find anything else about where they mine it.
Yeah, what happened to... Wasn't there another lady here that was working with the Townmaster? She's not here either?
trying to remember. Did you meet another person when you were here before, Ervin? Do you remember?
I did. There was like a lady here. I don't remember her name, but she was like essentially working with the Townmaster. But she was like the assistant, and then the Townmaster was kind of mean to her.
Oh, yes. I know who you're talking about. Yeah, she's gone too. It seems like this building has been vacant for probably, a handful of weeks.
But we were just here like 3 days ago, and got signatures.
We might have not stopped here.
Oh, okay.
It would be
Well, I
kind of
guess
weird to come back to the Townmaster Hall to get a signature to indict the Townmaster.
We just wanted to show it to him. Be like, fuck you.
we're doing this thing. No, I thought we got it from that lady.
No, not from her.
I'm trying to think of who you all got signatures from. It was the Dendrars, Smithy. Guthrie said no. That's why you would. No? Yeah, that's why you went with the Dendrar. Agatha. I know there's someone else. Darren, I think the Orchard probably.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I thought
Um,
Guthrie said he would do it.
He would do it if no
you-
one else did it, but we got
Yeah.
the new.
oh well, should we just go give this or let what's her bucket know?
I guess.
There we go. What's her bucket?
Can we check the cellar though?
Oh yeah. Let's go check the cellar for Ishtar.
I can't go through the door.
I wish that I would have put
Oh,
little thingies here. Is that
Oh
a-
wait, I can. But it just leads back up here.
Okay, there we go. So I'm going to do this.
That doesn't make sense.
Whoops.
Why is that a straight door? And then there's
Yeah,
stairs.
it makes it. Yeah, I don't know. This is not a Forgotten Adventures map, so 1 second. As you all start coming down the stairs, Ethereum, I've lost you in the shadow. You were there.
I'm in here.
There's this guy. Okay,
In the jail cell,
Yeah.
apparently.
there you go. So you go underneath the Townmaster's Hall, and it appears to be some weird kind of bedroom area. This isn't where the Townmaster would have lived. These aren't doors. These are more like cell cage doors. But this isn't the jail either. So this something's a little different.
I
he have-
investigate.
I also investigate.
As
I
you,
also investigate.
you yell into the sky.
No.
Oh, that was almost an 18.
Wow.
Oh, sorry
14.5.
guys, I broke our combo.
Okay, so Ervin and Ishtar, nothing stands out other than this must be some sort of weird, not even a dungeon, but just a weird cellar to hold people, maybe. Ethereon, you notice more papers underneath one of the crates of like old, dried, moldy food that mention something about slavers. So maybe it looks like maybe a purchase order or a request for slaves or something that somebody, you can't read the signature, has requested from the Townmaster, and they've signed off on it, and it lists at least 4 or 5 people, and it was dated a handful of weeks ago.
Do I recognize any of the names of the people?
None of the names of the people here. This was before, these people would have been gone before your time. But you do recognize that it mentions something about, I completely lost my train of thought. The town, what's the town's name?
Vandalin?
No, it's a different town. Not
Thunder
Icewind
Tree?
Dale.
Neverwinter.
What's the,
Baldur's Gate. Waterdeep.
maybe it was Icewind Dale. So in essence, you see this as familiar symbol and a town name. I think it's Icewind Dale, maybe, of that matches the symbol and town on the owlbear cub crate. And in the journal, that was talked about the group of people that were taking the owlbear cub to, I think it was Icewind Dale, somewhere in the north. So there's kind of that connection that you see. This is the same symbol, same town that they were headed to.
I show them and I don't know. Weird. No, I'll just keep it.
Hey, anything here before heading back to Halia?
Not my first rodeo, Ethereum.
It's mine.
Ishtar, you say? Oh, I
Dude, bull
remember.
rider?
I remember your background. I was like, are you trying to say you were a slaver? But I know what you're talking about. So never mind.
What are we talking about, Ishtar?
I still don't know what he's talking about.
Tell us about your backstory.
I'll let you make that decision.
Another time.
Why not today?
Another time.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So you start walking back from Townmaster Hall and go to Halia. You open the door and she looks at you. She goes, "What's going on? I thought you were gonna go get the Townmaster."
He ditched us. He left the place.
Looks like it's been empty for at least a few weeks.
Her eyes kind of get wide and she goes, "Oh, okay. Oh, wait a second. I think that makes that maybe makes this easier. And she flips through her papers again, outlining the bylaws of the town. And she finds the paper she needs. And she goes, it's right here. So if the town master is gone, the public hearing can still happen to be recorded in case he ever tries to show up again. We're fine. We can still have the hearing, and he doesn't have to be there. I'll get people together and meet me in the town green by noon, and we'll get this over with real fast. And she kind of grabs her papers and heads out the door, yelling at people to meet at the town green at noon. So in essence, you're going to still have this hearing. It's going to be recorded, but Webster doesn't have to be there for this to happen. So you've got maybe like 2 hours till then. Anything you guys would like to do?
I wanted him to suffer.
I'm sure it would come up again. Could be anybody. He could be anybody.
He could be anybody, just like
He
the
could be
hag.
here. He could be Halia. Who knows?
Man, it sounds like someone's trying to give me some fuel for
He's a
side
doppelganger. I
quest.
mean,
He could be you. I'm
Dun,
pointing
dun,
at
dun. Start combat.
starts
Ethereum.
shaking like in the thing, like
Starts
and
spazzing.
starts whipping around.
This was the plan all along. Ethereum was part of it.
Well,
Limbs
thanks
start
for abiding my request.
What request?
The request tab.
doppelganger?
No, the request. Kill Ethereum.
Oh, I didn't know that.
It starts channeling his inner Guthrie.
He's gonna become a new
Um,
Frederick now. He's gonna be the butt of our jokes for a while.
Yeah, I'm sure
Alright,
getting
well.
this all right.
Yeah. Anything you guys want to do for the next handful of hours?
I'm gonna attune to an item,
Ooh.
but I want to see which one I want to give up first.
Yeah, you have that many items to attune to? I'm attuned to one thing. That's all I have.
I have my staff of defense. I have a ring of protection. I have an armor of weightlessness.
Periaptive wound closure. Astral
But I'm not
charge.
attuned to
bro.
that one.
Yeah, he's got a lot.
The reason I put the Warhorn on my list is because I don't have to attune to it. So it's just kind of like a free slot item. Except I still have 2 empty attunement slots.
Dang.
I never paid attention to that, so I just selected whatever sounded cool.
Just grabbed what he could. Yeah.
Alright, I guess I'm gonna give up my ring of protection.
How
and
many
go-
attunement slots do we have?
3. And your heirloom
I'll
doesn't
wear
count.
your ring of protection if you're not going to
Okay.
wear it.
Okay,
Thanks, because I have slots.
sweet.
Why
Yeah, you-
does my sheet keep resetting?
I find
Oh,
the upload and download from D&D Beyond it's gonna fucking when I've done
and just like that, my armor class went from 17 to 16.
it. And mine went to 23.
Why does yours say 19?
I unequipped my shield.
Oh, yeah. Man, I really should have some combat going. This is my one chance to actually hit you.
Kill him!
It's now back up
What?
at 20 though.
I know.
Why isn't my ring of protection
If you
working?
equipped it and attuned to it,
I
2 buttons.
am.
Let's see.
But I-
Unattuned, it should drop again.
This is true. It is not affecting your armor class. Why not? Let me.
Should be 16.
Yeah.
Irvin, if you ever want this back, it's just ask. I have slots, so
Alright.
Weird.
might as well put it to use.
You also have 2. Oh no, constant effects. Okay. AC ring of protection. It shows it right there. Effects. Add +1 AC value. Huh. That's weird. Can I override? How do I do that? Configure. Uh-oh. Oh. Thought my game
I'm
crashed.
just gonna turn off these effects real quick and then turn them back on.
Okay. Uh-oh. My game did crash for a second there. Let me just reload.
It didn't do anything.
Hmm. Why was
Weird.
it something with you, Ishtar? It's your oh, hold on, it's my stupid Chrome. That's why Chrome's freaking out. Yeah, go ahead. Somebody was gonna say something.
Can I purchase cartographer's tools somewhere?
That is a good question. Probably the best place would be Lenine at Line Shield Coster, so you could check that, or Cyril's shop. Would be actually Cyril's shop may be better now that I think about it. But yeah. Why is this? Come on. Why does it now say my browser does not support WebGL rendering? Well, how did that change in the matter of a second? That's not true. It's false information.
It just decided it doesn't like you anymore.
Yeah, I guess so. Weird.
I still can't fix it.
There's something with try this. Change your sheet to tidy 5e.
That's what I just did, and it's
It's
still
okay. I will override it for now, and I will look at that in the background for some reason. You're the only one who has a problem.
I'll tell you if it changes to 17.
Yeah. Okay. Chrome is just deciding to not be what we're going to play Foundry on today. That's cool. I can hear music. I can see chat. But for some reason, I can't see the landing page or the fact that anybody is on that page. So
Nice.
let's try Edge. Everybody loves Microsoft Edge.
You.
Yeah, I hate it.
Before I actually, because I haven't even succeeded yet, before I dive too deeply into it, Mr. DM, sir, would cartographer's tools come up as being helpful, do you think? Or is it just kind of like, that's neat, but...
I mean, I can always make it useful. In terms of this current campaign, I would say it probably wouldn't help.
Might take me that long to get it anyway. So.
Yeah, I don't know that it would be useful for this campaign. For the next one, probably.
What about herbalism kit?
Herbalism, we can. I mean, we can make that work anywhere. Because in essence, that I can just make it being like.
Big things.
Yeah, I can make that a crafting thing. I can make side quests for that. I can, that one I can force into the game. The cartographer's tools, really, you're not going to do a whole lot of overland travel until the next campaign, because I'm going to say even with cartographer's tools, you're not going to be able to like chart Underdark.
Right.
So that's kind of
okay. Well, maybe I'll just do herbalism then. I like plants,
and I mean
I like side quests and shit too.
That tracks with your parents too, your background.
Yeah, yeah. That was my initial thought. Just me personally, I'm like, I like cartographer stuff, but
yeah,
if it's not even going to be super helpful, then I'll pick herbs.
okay.
Wouldn't I know the Underdark? Or is this a
big ass place, bro?
Well, I know. But
so yes, you know the three places that. Sorry, I'm working on this thing in the background. The three places that you have mentioned and that you guys have decided is kind of the next step. You've heard of, but you've never been there, so you know some history about those. That will kind of come up here in a little bit. But yes, you do know some of the Underdark. In essence, where you guys are going to be going for this isn't where you're from, but there is a part of the Underdark that you are very well familiar with, the place that you grew up and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Can I purchase a herbalism kit then somewhere?
Yes, that would be Cyril's shop. Let me do this real quick.
As a mono go get our herbalism kits.
What's going on here?
The Cyril Shoppy.
Okay. Oh, that's why, because I need that one. There we go. Okay. So, yes, so you're going to go to Cyril's shop, look for herbalism kits. Anybody else? What are you guys doing? You may have already told me and I forgot. I apologize.
Yeah, I'm gonna attune to my item.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. So you're tuning. Ishtar, what about you?
Uh,
It's only 2 hours.
was there anything I was working on? I can't remember.
You were doing survival. I think you're still doing survival. Did you ever get that
Isn't he?
proficiency?
He's doing medicine.
And you're coding stuff, the decoding the.
Yeah, I think
I know I
those
was
are the
doing
main
that.
things.
Medicine was his skill.
Yeah, I got that.
Oh, okay.
I was wondering if I was doing a tool. I can't remember.
I don't.
Was
At least
that?
if you were, you didn't tell me. I don't have any notes of any tools that you're working on.
Is there like a lockpick?
Thieves' tools.
These tools? Does Cyril sell that?
I feel like you get that
Oh,
as part of Rogue.
That's a good question. Do you have those in your
I
character
do
sheet?
not.
Get proficiency already though. Yeah, you do.
So yeah, you technically should have them. So I can.
Well, he has proficiency after he took the rogue levels,
Oh,
but
'cause
yeah, he might
that's-
not actually have the
that's true.
tools.
So yeah, you also. So okay, Ethereum, you bought Smith's tools, and you're gonna
Yeah.
buy a herbalism kit too, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Come shopping with me, Ishtar. We'll get you some stuff too.
Ooh, can you get me some too?
What do you want?
I want some also lock picking stuff, some thieves tools.
Sure.
Okay.
Tag along too.
Oh, I need to sit down and pay attention to this stupid shard.
I need to as well, but we have 2 hours. It's fine.
You're lame.
So you go to Cyril's shop. I think I have a little theme song for him. Nope, I lied.
He's got a thingy, but he doesn't have any tools.
Oh yeah, I
It's
kind of forgot I did that, didn't I? I made him a shop, but it's not there. Yeah, I'm pulling them out of my compendium because they're right there. But. So you go to Cyril's shop and you open the door, and he is talking to another customer and kind of sees you and nods and waves you in and finishes up with his customer and sees you and says, "Welcome. What can I do for you guys? You've kind of been a minute. Everything okay? Everything going well?"
Yeah, we rescued some folks, and we're here to buy some stuff.
Great. What are you looking for?
I was looking for a herbalism kit.
And I was looking at your finest pair of thieves tools, mister.
2 if you have enough.
I might just have some of those. Let me go in the back real quick, see what I can find. And he's shuffling around. And he comes back out like holding 3 bags, kind of like burlap sacks. And he walks to the counter and sets them on there, and you hear a bunch of little metal pieces clinking around. And he sets them down and he goes, "This is the best that I can do. It should give you enough to get started. The herbalism stuff's here. You'll find some snips, some paper to kind of let plants dry out in, some vials, things like that. And these are the 2 thieves packs that I got. They're kind of old, but I believe they'll do the job. I haven't really met anyone who needs them, and hopefully you won't be using them on me, but this should work. Let's say 40 gold for all of it."
Thanks. Thanks, Ethereum. You got my back.
I'll buy Ervin's one because he gave me a loan. But
No, I'll pay you guys back when you get back.
how much is it individually for each?
It'd be
I
20.
think herbalism's only like 5 gold.
So
Actually, yeah, it does say 5 gold.
it would be 20 for the for each of the thieves, not 20 for each of the thieves tools. 10 for each. Nope, 15 for each of the thieves tools and 10 for the herbalism kit. That's what he's charging.
Damn, dude, ripping me off.
I mean, you guys did get a lot of gold.
Yeah, but we gotta save all of the money.
Man, what happens if thieves come and steal it from you?
Cheapskate, and I'll just toss 15 gold on the counter.
I'll give you the other 25.
Okay. So I'm just to make it easy, Ervin, your thieves tools are going to be in your inventory.
Sweet.
Not Ervin, Ethereon, your herbalism kit should be in your inventory.
Yep.
Already, I'm getting the thieves tools right now. So
I just marked off 10 since Irvin said he's gonna pay it anyway.
Gotcha. So let me make sure thieves tools. Boom. Okay, everybody should have their fun stuff.
And I see a grappling hook on the way out, and I say, "Oh, can I get that?"
Yeah, sure. Hopefully, once again, you're not gonna be using it here at Old Cyril's.
Someone get a crowbar quick.
He's
It's not part of Thieves' Guild.
No, I was just kidding, just to make it look like we're about to rob some place.
And that sledgehammer and the
I think you guys can. You
bag.
come back later, and we'll catch up. He starts like pushing you, trying to push you out. Okay. So we'll say, kind of skipping ahead, you all get back together, you do all the swippy swaps, get to the town green.
I'll attune to the ring as well.
Okay. Yep. Go ahead and attune if you hadn't done that yet. And excuse me.
Could I do a roll?
For
The tools?
Oh, the thieves tool? You're already proficient in them. Are you wanting like expertise or different tools?
Can I do that? Or didn't I already do one expertise?
You did a proficiency in a skill. You can also do a proficiency or expertise in a tool.
Oh.
You can learn one because everyone you may already have it. So like you already have proficiency with thieves tools per your class. So you could then learn your expertise with them. Which I'm not really sure how expertise with tools would work.
I think it just adds double your proficiency bonus. Same way regular expertise works.
That's true.
You might get that as part of rogue, though. I check before you commit to it.
And then I'll hold off.
Okay.
Might be a level up thing later.
I'll be investigating right now.
Okay, so you all get together, get back to the town green, and it feels like the whole town is there, almost. Halia made no slack of a job getting everybody there. And there's a podium set up. You kind of remember this from the funeral for the Rockseeker brother. And so they quickly put this together. It's kind of like a makeshift stage. And Halia is up there, and she sees you all, and she kind of motions you to sit up on the stage just to be part of like the presence of the voting body. And she starts her speech and goes, citizens of Phandalin, we gather to finally do something about this horrible town master. And you hear a few people kind of shout their disagreement with the town master and their agreement with Holly of doing something, and she kind of quiets them down. She said, per the Phandalin bylaws, there is an indictment process, and our...
About that.
What?
Talking to Josh.
Oh, gotcha. She motions towards you guys sitting and says, Thankfully to our friends, we were able to get signatures that are needed for this, and thank you to the patrons and establishments that signed. Unfortunately, Townmaster Webster is not home, and you kind of hear people start to whisper and freak out. And she goes,
When she
Mhm.
when she says that, can I like scan the crowd and see if anyone like seems like they already knew that or just is acting suspicious?
yeah, do a perception check. And if anybody else wants to check the crowd too, they can.
I'm under a tree, so it's dark, right?
Nope. It is high noon, so it's very visible.
This only in the dark thing sucks.
Okay. Ethereon, everyone.
Actually, I don't even have my shield, so
That's true. Everyone is. There's a kind of a lot of commotion to where you can't hone in on anybody specifically. Ishtar, you notice that there's maybe some people who aren't surprised, but it maybe doesn't seem that it's because they know what's going on. Maybe more of they're just like, oh, this isn't a surprise. Of course he left town, blah, blah, that's who he is, blah, 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 kind of a thing. So nobody really sticks out as suspicious. And she kind of finishes the speech by talking about the bylaws state that even if he's not there, they can still have the hearing as long as someone records the notes, blah, 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 blah. So then she goes into the voting aspect of this hearing where everyone is to vote yay or nay for indicting the townmaster. And as she kind of waits for a few minutes as she asks those in favor, those against, it's pretty unanimous. There's 2 hands that you see raised for against indicting him, and you pick them out. One being, I forgot their name. One being Cyril, and the other being someone you haven't really interacted with. Just one of the townsfolk raising their hands, but way outnumbered. So the vote is passed to indict the townmaster and evict him of his title. Everyone cheers. So after the hearing, she dismisses everybody. She comes back to you and talks about a new townmaster now has to be elected. They can't, Fanland can't go without an elected townmaster, even though Webster really was absent the whole time and didn't do anything. So she mentions that over the next few days, the townspeople should be making their nominations public by signing names on the register that will be posted outside of the Stonehill Inn. So she shows you the sheet, and it's just like a sign-up sheet in essence of who the town would like to see the new townmaster be. And so she kind of heads off towards the Stonehill Inn to go post that and then go about her day. About this time, you see Gwen kind of come from out of the crowd and run up to you guys. She goes, I'm so glad you guys are back. I've got some things I would like to tell you. I would imagine you have figured something out from Zorzula's rest. Can we go to Stonehill? I can get you all something to drink.
of course.
Great.
Yeah, whatever.
Doesn't the sleepy giant have the good tea though?
I'm not a tea drinker, but if you would like to go there, we can go there.
What's your
Yeah.
fixation on tea?
Can you just let me live?
What's your fixation on sludge?
Okay. Calm down.
As we pass the sign-up sheet, I see a figure with a weird contraption on the back, with dark hair, and striding around super confident, and I see him sign his name, and it says, Sir Wolfsbane.
I thought you were going to say, I see a rabbit walk up.
No, but
I don't think you would want to be married.
I wanna sign Ishtar's name on there.
Okay.
Oh, no.
So you go up and you write quickly Ishtar Tuin on
Yeah.
there.
Can I write my name on there?
Sure.
It's just on there twice.
Atherin, you should vote for Ishtar.
You don't see any other names yet either. You guys are the first 2, so it's Ishtar Tuin, Ishtar Tuin. It's the first 2 slots. Make your way over to Sleeping Giant. Agatha gets you guys a table and gets everybody a drink that Gwen pays for. And she has a stack of papers and stuff, and she lays lays it all down. She sits and kind of takes a deep breath. She goes, "Okay, why don't we start with you guys? What did you find? What was in Zorzula's rest? Anything worthwhile?"
Can I show her the ring? Can I show her the ring, please?
Sure. Man, I'm trying to think what I can do here. Are you just doing like? Are you trying to do anything by this, or are you just flipping them off?
I'm just showing her the ring.
Okay. So she, as you flip her off, she seems very taken aback, and she's like, "I don't know what I did to deserve that. Okay.
You don't like my ring?
The ring's fine. Do you not know what you just? I know you're not really from around here, but do you know what you just did?"
I don't see nothing wrong. It's just my ring.
She looks at Erevan and Aetherion, kind of like, "Am I crazy? Am I missing something here?" Like,
I'm not there. I snuck out and I'm using my forgery kit to forge Ishtar's name on there again.
He's and I go to look over at Irvin. And what the fuck? He's an idiot. Don't.
Okay. Anyway, nice ring, Ishtar. Thank you. Anything else you found? I hope not just a ring.
That was it. Strangely enough. We found goblin orc were hybrid things. The leader Ruxithid had a crystal in his head, and some voice spoke about, I don't remember the three names, but the three places. Gibbet's Crossing, something. Tomb of the Talhund and
Crypt of the Talhund.
Talhundreth.
Yeah, there you go.
Like
Talhundreth.
Okay, yeah, very good. It spoke about those places, that there are some of the obsidian shards there. And we found that those places are in the Underdark. I don't remember if there was something else.
Mm-hmm. She kind of is surprised with the names of the three places that you mentioned, and she kind of responds, "These old names have sad stories. Talhund means hidden gifts. It relates to the priests of Dumathoin, the dwarven god of secrets, mining, and gemstones. Talhundreth was a great temple to Dumathoin, and many important priests were laid to rest in the crypt of the Talhund beneath it. Academics postulate that the crypt's entrance was protected by a great seal or a doorway that only Dumathoin's priest would know the secret to unlock it." And then she kind of points at Gibbet Crossing on a small map she has and continues, "Gibbet Crossing is near the temple, but it's much deeper underground. It was a trading hub that grew where wide tunnels meet. They say that deep gnomes, drow, and dwergar once worked together there, but they're all gone now. History tells us that mind flayers surged through the Underdark centuries ago like a terrible tide, consuming or oppressing everyone they came across. Gibbet Crossing fell, Talhundreth fell. Legends say that the Mind Flayers even breached the crypt of the Talhund, unfortunately. The Mind Flayers soon abandoned these sites, and all three locations have since fallen to ruin. Only monsters and ghosts remain. Sometimes, though, I've heard of followers of Dumathoin trying to attempt to reclaim some of the treasures there or purify the despoiled sites, but I haven't heard of any returning. Maybe the goblins' overlords are there? I would be very careful, though, and probably go to Talhundreth first, really just because I know more about Talhundreth than the others."
What do you know?
Oh, sorry, what was that again?
What do you know about it?
Really just it's fairly large, and a lot of the people that have gone there have mentioned hidden rooms, I think, maybe. And I know where it's at, and she kind of very hastily scribbles on a piece of paper the way to get there, which is not easy because it's in the Underdark. She kind of mentions a few key like landmarks to look for. So she kind of gives you the path there, and she said also the crypt of the Talhund is beneath it, so you'd be able to at least visit two of those places kind of at once when you go. Um, but yeah,
If we can open it up, yes.
that's true. Yes.
Okay. Well, thanks. Did you find anything out about the shard itself?
Yes, actually, and she kind of flips through her notes. She says, the best that I can come up with is this may be part of a larger piece, probably something like one of the Netherese obelisks from long before my time, but they were very, very strong magic artifacts that some rumored the weavers made originally. There's only ever been pieces of them found or talked about before, but rumored that there's more in other cities. They usually hold a great deal of power, and as she kind of starts to talk about it, she winces in some pain and holds her arm for a second, and then she lets go. She goes, "I'm sorry, my arm's been acting up recently," and she kind of lifts up her like sleeve to almost look like itch her arm, and you see like her arm from the wrist up to her shoulder almost looks like it's rotting, but not necessarily rotting as much as it's just been deformed to look like bone and sinew and very oozy kind of a thing. And she just kind of itches for a second. She goes, I don't know what's going on, but I can't seem to get rid of it. She puts her sleeve back down.
That
Could
looks
I-
pretty bad.
Yeah,
Could
did you see what's going on there?
Could I see or could I help her?
Sure. She mentions it's probably nothing. It's just a little wound. It'll probably heal over time, but sure. And she like lends her arm to you, Ishtar. Go ahead and
Do I,
make. Go ahead.
Could I like clean it out and disinfect it and wrap it up? I assume that's a medicine roll.
Yes. Go ahead and do medicine.
What?
Yeah, medicine. What are you gonna say, Ethereum?
While he's doing that, I'm kind of leaning over to Ervin, like, oh, she not notice what's going on there?
I don't know, but she can't ignore that because that kind of thing just doesn't go away.
23.
Can I?
Mhm.
Could I also use just one like lay on hands healing point and just kind of like try and heal a spot of it and see what happens?
Sure. Yeah. Um. So, Ishtar, you start to try to clean the wound and bandage it up. You notice as you're like cleaning it and putting some like water or something to help clean it out, she's wincing a lot. But also as you start to bandage it up, and at the same time, Ethereum, as you're doing lay on hands, the lay on hands, her arm glows, and you kind of start to see maybe some of the wounds start to heal, but then it kind of falls away again. And Ishtar, as you bandage it up, the bandage quickly becomes soaked in this purple green mucus kind of substance. And she goes, I've tried covering it up, and I've gone through so many shirts because the sleeves just get coated in this. I don't know what's going on.
See, I don't think this is gonna heal on its own. You need to go see a professional or something.
When did that start?
Did you say how did it start or when?
How and when, if you know how.
She thinks, she goes, I don't really know. It definitely started after I was here. You know, maybe when we got the shard. Maybe it's something about being around the shard too much. is doing something to me. I don't know. And about the time that she mentions that, you see and hear somebody kind of throw up in one of the trash cans in the tavern or the inn at the Sleeping Giant, and you quickly look over and you notice that they're throwing up kind of the same purpley greenish mucusy stuff, and they get up and they wipe their mouth, and you kind of see some like boils almost on their mouth a little, and they just kind of stumble back over to their chair.
So we were talking to, I think, was it Ruxithid? I don't remember. Someone told us that the Mind Flayers wanted Phandalin and that Phandalin would be their kingdom. Do you think that they're doing something?
It could be. I wonder if that's. I assume you told us about some people not being around that were normally there. I wonder if that's what happened to them. If whatever this is got to them.
Yeah, do you think we should go in their house to see if they're like dead or something?
Probably. Does do you know if this is happening to anybody else?
Besides that guy over there?
I don't know. To be honest, I haven't really left the house that much trying to research. You know, Guthrie was with me for a while. He mentioned there were some goblins causing problems on one of the roofs. Actually, he was here. And she thinks for a second. She goes, he checked it out. There were some of those goblins that were just throwing shingles at people, and he took care of them, and that was it. But and then he went to the Dendrars. I haven't seen him since, but I haven't heard of anyone else. Maybe Sister Gorel would know, or I don't really know of anyone else being sick. I'm sorry.
Did you try and get Sister Girl to heal you?
No. And she kind of looks down of like, oh gosh, I'm in trouble.
Well, I just tried. It didn't really seem to do anything.
All right. Well, we got some investigating to do.
Yeah, we're gonna look into it. Maybe we shouldn't have this shard here. I don't know what else we're supposed to do with it.
We can push it. We can push it down the well.
You want to just give it to the drow?
But is it happening to the drow? Because she seemed fine when she came to us.
They don't necessarily have them though.
I thought they had some already.
They I don't believe they have any. They just know the locations, and they've been they've been like searching for them. The only ones you know the whereabouts would be the one that you guys have here in Phandalin. Venom Fang has one, and then there was one in Leyland that the werewolf took back to Ruxithid, and they sent it off to their people.
Yeah.
Should we try and destroy it?
It's Netherese stuff. How much do we know about Netherese stuff?
Anyone who
I
wants,
don't know anything.
Make a history check if you'd like. History or Arcana. I'd say I'd give you the option.
They're both the same.
-2.
Oh, good. Magic Man knows all about it.
Yeah, so Ethereon and Istra, you don't really know the extent of what Netherese is. You've heard it, and you've heard that it's powerful. Erevan, you know that Netherese magic is from the fallen empire of Netheril, which, in essence, everybody in that empire was magic users, and very strong magic users. Specifically, the artifacts that were made by the Netherese are known to be the strongest magic items. Very few have ever destroyed any, but specifically someone that you've heard before that have done it have been things like dragons, giants, and deities. So those have been the few that you've known to be able to destroy these, but it's been kind of rumors, myths. You've never like met someone who's done it.
Do you think we should give it to the dragon and see, like?
Also, you have his egg, by the way. I keep forgetting to mention that.
Yeah, we should go there before we go under there. But maybe we should ask him what he knows about it.
Yeah, okay.
And potentially give it to him for safekeeping till we know what to do with it.
Yeah, we'll get his egg back first, though. Hopefully, it's not scrambled.
Dang,
Oh,
that'd be
Ishtar
sweet.
has it. There's no
Well,
guarantee. He's sitting there with his eggs. He's like, oh,
He's eating out of a bowl as you speak. Oh,
green eggs in
dropping
hand.
from his mouth.
well, then won't he have? Are we gonna bring it to him? You said.
Let's
Well,
bring him the egg and then just see what he knows about it, I guess. We can always bring
Yeah.
it.
Could I ask Gwen if she has like a possible as she oh my god, I can't English. If she possibly has a vial of this like ooze that like
Squeeze her
move-
arm, wring her arm out like a towel.
Yeah, just go get some
Or
of
go
that
over to the
stuff.
garbage bin. One
she,
sec.
she looks at you. She goes, I haven't kept any, but I could easily get you some if you'd like. And she holds her arm up and grabs a vial and like squeezes one of the gauze that you put on there and puts it in a little vial for you.
coat my arrows with this.
Interesting. Was not expecting that to be what you were gonna say, but okay. I need to update some of these real quick. Okay, that's what I wanted. Updating some of these quest stuff. Okay. So that one's done. Electing town master is finished. Okay, so what would you guys like to do?
I say we go to Venom Fang.
Anything you guys would like to do here before heading out to Thunder Tree to talk to Venom Fang?
Yeah, we want to get his egg first. We don't want to just go and chop him de-handed.
So I would say Ishtar has it. So I, you may not have been on the call. So I think it was
Ishtar
after
already
you.
has the egg.
Yeah, I think it's after you fought Ruxithid. Ishtar mentioned he wanted to look for it, and I think I told him he didn't find it, which was BS. I don't know why I said that because it was there. So I kind of retconned to say, if I did say that, you guys have the egg. You found it. Ruxithid did have one, so you grabbed it before you left. Sorry.
Okay.
So.
Never mind then. Yeah, we should do that.
I think you mentioned
Get with
it
the
before.
program, Ervin.
Well, you know what? Sorry I wasn't on the call whenever you guys decided to relay important information.
Well, maybe you shouldn't be late.
Oof.
You know what?
You're gonna run him off now. It's gonna be just you and Ishtar
You
and
know
me.
what? I quit. I'm leaving.
Oh gosh. Okay, so heading to Thunder Tree. So scared. Oh gosh, thank goodness you're back. I can't handle these two by myself. Okay, Thunder Tree, Venifang, anything before heading that way? Just to make sure one more time.
Can I don't really want to leave without my ship. Can I go check Smithy to see if he figured out anything? Or figured out if Austin figured out?
Sure, yeah, we can see what Austin figured out. I mean, what Smithy figured out. So yeah, you were wanting to see if he could incorporate the drill piece into your shield rather than necessarily make it its own weapon.
Yeah. Essentially, I kind of want, like, I mean, you've seen my list. I kind of want, maybe a weapon off there. Wondering if it could be put on the shield instead. And also because I don't know what the weapon stat block kind of thing would be.
Gotcha. Okay. So you get back to Smithy's, and he mentions that there is a possible way for him to incorporate it into the shield. He believes that in order to do so, he may have to take pieces off to make room for it to fit, which then in essence would mean you may lose a piece of what your shield does to gain the benefit of that drill, which I would obviously tell you before you say yes or no. Okay. But that would be what happens. You would, in essence, it's going to be you trade this thing for this, kind of.
Okay, I got what you're saying. Okay. Okay, I'll take the shield back for now because we're gonna leave.
Okay.
I'll tell him. Yeah, I'll think about what I want to do with it. Thank you.
Okay. So, make your way to Thunder Tree, and do I have? I believe I have a Thunder Tree song. Maybe I don't. Oh, I have Venom Fang. Yeah. Let's do that. Okay. So you get back to Thunder Tree,
Oh.
and he burns you to death. New party. So you get to Thunder Tree, you find Venom Fang. Good night, that's loud.
He's a green dragon. He is poison, not fire.
Okay. You're gone. Okay, there we go. So familiar thing is the many times you've been to Thunder Tree by now, the very sulfuric smell. There's fog everywhere. It's quiet because the animals don't hang around. You get there and he's almost waiting for you and kind of intercepts you before getting too deep into Thunder Tree. And he almost perches on the tower nearest you and says, "Well, I see you've returned. Do you have my egg?" And you almost hear like this excitement, suspense in his voice, like he's anticipating your answer, but his body expression doesn't show.
I'll just like, I don't know if I have it like a pouch or something on my hip, or if I have it in a backpack.
Yeah,
But-
it's somewhere that you can pull from.
But I'll pull it out and I'll kind of raise it as high as I can so he can see it from way up there, and I'll say, we've got your egg from that idiot.
Okay.
Can Venom Fang, can we first ask you, what do you know about these shards?
He, instead of just like climbing or walking down from the tower, he makes a big show of it and leaps into the air. And as he's soaring higher and higher, he lets out a roar and he comes back around and banks down and swoops right in front of you and lands and kind of shakes himself off to, be a show off. He goes, "I guess I will answer your question. Not much, other than a lot of people want them, and they must be powerful. What do you know of these shards?"
It seems like he's telling the truth.
Do an insight check. You get the sense that he's definitely being cocky with his information. You don't know if that's him being cocky because he knows more or being cocky because he doesn't know anything. But it's very much, he's a young dragon, and so it's almost like he's kind of a teenager and he's acting very show-offy and cocky of, "I'm a dragon, I know all these things, blah blah blah," kind of a deal. You just can't tell if it's because he knows more that he's not telling you or that he doesn't know anything and he's making it up.
I say, as I'm sure you know,
Mm.
they seem to be part of another obelisk. What power they have, I don't know, but yeah.
I
Interesting.
think that the Ruxithic guy said that they were collecting them and that the Mind Flayers need them and that they're gonna make the Mind Flayer Kingdom here or something like that. I don't know.
He almost like
Yeah,
spits
Let's go.
as you say Mind Flayer. He goes, "I detest those Mind Flayers. They think that they're all powerful, but they don't know what true power is." And he fluffs himself again and kind of shows off. Because that being said, I wouldn't trust these shards too long. They seem to have some sort of leak to them, if you will. I've noticed the one that I have has turned some of the creatures here into weird abominations.
Weird abominations like what?
Birds with 4 heads and sores all over them, and squirrels that can fly and ooze with this green purple fluid.
She's gonna turn into a flying squirrel, you guys.
I him and I say, have you experienced any of this yourself?
He almost takes offense to this and quickly rushes his head over to you and you hear this low rumble growl, and he goes, "You think that I, a dragon, am merely impressed by these human artifacts? No, I have not been messed with by these little gems."
I meant no offense, Venom Fair. We simply do not understand the extent of their power.
Make a either deception or persuasion check to try to
Both the
calm him
same.
down.
Have you tried destroying it?
Nice.
The one that you have?
He looks at you, Ethereon, and he lets out a little puff of smoke, and you kind of make a con save real quick, actually.
Okay.
You kind of choke for a second, and you struggle to get some air as this very noxious gas starts to envelop you. But after a second, it dissipates, and he's still just staring at you, and he says, "Don't lie to a dragon," and turns around to Ervin. "No, I have not tried to destroy it. I do hold things very precious in my hoard."
If we asked you to destroy one, do you think you could?
What's in it for me? Why should I
Give
help
you
you?
your egg back?
That was to not give the current gem to anybody.
Yeah, but what if we just have you destroy it instead?
He thinks for a second. "I guess I could try." And he looks back at you, Ishtar, "But I'm going to need the egg first." And he he very, very gingerly grabs it with his mouth out of your hands, Ishtar, and then kind of walks back a little bit and sets it down, studies it for a second to make sure it's his, make sure everything's okay. And he grabs it, flies up to the top of his tower, lays it gingerly on the top, and he sticks his head inside the tower and comes out with something in his mouth, and he kind of floats down to you and lays the gem in front of you and looks at all three of you and goes, "Is this what you want? You want me to destroy this artifact?"
I do. I don't know if they do.
I don't think we really know enough yet, honestly.
I don't.
But what if, like, we have to prevent the mind flayers from getting it?
The fact that they're trying to barter with him to get it,
That means it's pretty valuable.
right, but it also means they probably can't or don't want to try and take it from them.
But it also means that they really need it.
Yeah, but what if we need it?
For what?
I don't know. We don't know what they do.
So what do we do if we keep it? We're just gonna harvest. We're just gonna have it in like a spot for the mind flayers to easily grab it.
We could give it to my house.
How do
They're
we know
gonna
your
go
house
all
isn't
weird and
working with
goopy.
them?
Wait, goop? Wait, what? I'm so
You're gonna
confused.
turn into a flying squirrel, Ishtar.
I won't. They will.
They're not working with them, right? Like, pretty sure they ate mind flayers.
I can't remember if I've said anything about that, but Ishtar, you would know. Drow and Mind Flayers do not mix. You guys are not necessarily sworn enemies, but pretty much the same thing. You both fight for control of the Underdark.
I just don't want to. I don't know, honestly.
Or do we bring the one that we have in Phandalin to him to watch?
But then either way, there's still two in a very easy location.
I will throw this out there. So in essence, the shard that Venomfang has is going to be unobtainable by the Mind Flayers. I'm going to kind of lift the veil on that one. He would be able to just destroy them. I don't have plans for him to, for whatever reason, fail, but So his gem would not be able to be taken by the mind flayers. The only use that these stones have to you guys is not letting the mind flayers get them. If that makes any sense. So in essence, there's nothing that you guys will then do with these gems in the future or anything. It's more of you don't want the mind flayers to get any more than they already have.
Oh yeah, break it. I don't care.
Give it a try.
Okay.
I'm sure
Just
you
like
can do
that.
it, Venom Fang.
You got this, pal.
Just all of a sudden, all of you are like, yeah, sure, go ahead, get rid of it. We don't care.
Just stand there kind of dumbfounded for a minute. Like, yeah.
So, go ahead.
Matter of fact, if you don't like breaking this one, we got another one for you.
He looks at you three. He says, you may want to step back a little bit. And you give a wide berth. And he focuses on the gem, which to him is like no bigger than his tooth, in essence. And you see a very small, thin, but blinding white green flame come out of his mouth. That he's like barely even opening his mouth. It's just like pushing air through a straw almost, and pinpoints it directly on the gem or the shard. And a few seconds go by, nothing happens, but then you notice it starts to glow. And as it glows, it gets brighter and brighter and brighter. You start to kind of cover your eyes from what's happening, and you feel the wave of energy before it actually explodes, but then it erupts into a million little pieces like glass. And I need all three of you to make first a intelligence save for me.
Great.
You're all next to me.
Sure, yeah. All next to you, so you get +4. Wow, when
Sure, you did so good.
when it matters, coming in with a 15.
Say con.
Intelligence save.
Oh, intelligence. What's my total? Yeah. Okay.
Wow, 14, 15, 16.
Actually, no, I'll keep it.
Okay, so you feel this energy as you're all pierced by the same excruciating headache that you've been feeling before. All of you, your vision goes black, and it feels like you're falling, and you start to get visions. So first, Etherion, you see a vision of your family, almost like you're reliving the last raid where your father and brother died, and the last time you saw your mother and your sister kind of before she left for Waterdeep. You see that scene play out almost as if you're floating around and just watching it from above. You can't do anything, but you feel the emotion, feel the pain. You see everything again. You see Thorn, all that stuff. For Erevan, you see your biological father and mother, so Thaladirian and Galendwheel, as well as your sister, Lorelia, and kind of the same visions you had before where the forest around you is being destroyed, but now you're getting a little bit more of a glimpse of seeing that everything is getting destroyed around you and your sister, but the location that you all are standing in is perfectly fine. Even though your father is very nervous and trying to protect you and saying you need to run, your mother is trying to figure out what's going on. It's almost as if you two are locked in this arcane battle, which is causing all of the damage to the forest around you back home. And then it quickly fast forwards to the last time you saw your mother when you were captured with Evalaga, and the last time that you saw your father before he left on his ship. And then for Ishtar, you see visions of your father working as a prisoner back when House Tuin was very traditional drow society where human men were slaves, and you relive a lot of the beatings. You saw him have the torture that you went through being one of the soldiers in the family, the battles you witnessed, and then seeing your father die again by the hag that you tracked down and eventually killed. Kind of all of you reliving your worst memories while potentially maybe getting some closure with it. It's a mix of emotions. And then you all come to briefly, and you see the glass shattering of that shard in front of you. And I need all three of you to then make a con save as well, please.
He told us to step back. Did we not step back?
You did. Wow, there we go. Those are high.
Get 20. Get 20.
Okay.
Get 20. Oh, you already rolled. I didn't see that.
So none of you take damage, but all three of you for the next 2 weeks in game time, when you sleep, you have very vivid nightmares and recollections of those moments in time that we just talked about, causing you to not get a great night's sleep. And I will send a message out to each of you individually how that affects you over the next 2 weeks. But the shard is destroyed. Venom Fang stops and kind of sits back and looks at you like, there you go.
Did it seem to affect him at all?
You don't get any initial insight into that. No, if you would like to look around, you could, but he seems to be the same.
Good job.
Not gonna lie, this
Thank
would be
you.
a great part, like a great time for him to just like turn evil and start combat, but I'm not gonna do that to you. Yeah, so he sits back and he goes, very well. It's done. And you have
Well, thank you.
successfully
We
destroyed them.
appreciate it.
Could you break another one?
He looks at you again. He's like, for another, there would need to be something in it for me.
What would you want?
DM talking. I will get back to you on that. If that is something you would like to pursue, I can look
Okay.
into what that could potentially be.
Honestly, why not? We want to get it out of Fandom.
Mm-hmm.
I have this cool staff.
Which your staff of defense?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Damn. Going hard.
He looks at it and kind of smiles and goes, I've got something like that already. Anything else?
I have this periapt.
He looks at that one and he kind of chuckles and he goes,
Did you get that from him?
No, yes, I did.
he looks at it and goes, I think I will pass. I will find something I need you to get.
What about an armor of weightlessness?
He looks at that as well and he just kind of snorts and he looks at you, Ethereon, and he goes, what about your armor? How much do you value these shards?
I know God wants me to be rid of it because it doesn't like you're not taking crits.
What? I've never said such a thing.
I'd also have to buy new plate armor, so I don't know about that.
But yeah, I can make a little side quest, get you something
Can,
to do.
can I say to him as well? I have this really cool morning star. I bet you don't have something like that in your horde, right?
What about this soap?
Whoever wants to offer something, go ahead and make a persuasion check.
Okay.
I don't have a cool morning star. I'm gonna reroll. Use my
Okay.
reroll for the thing.
Gotcha. He looks at all this junk that you just keep pulling out of your bags. And like, what about this thing? What about this thing? And he starts to laugh and back away, and he goes, I think we're done here. And you see him slowly slink back.
Didn't answer my
Wow.
question.
Wait, what if he just wants to see you naked and that's why he was talking about your armor? What if you just give him a
Pervert.
good show? Just give him a good show.
I wanted
And
to know if you had a cool morning star in there.
he backs up, and you don't hear from him again as he goes silent.
All right? We'll have to come back whenever he's ready to tell us what he wants.
Darn.
Can you
And
send it via mail?
that is where we'll end the session today, as I figure out what this quest could be for Venom Fang. Yeah, so not a whole lot happened. That was kind of planned. It was more of a connecting session, but then with everything that happened with Guthrie, I was like, you know what? Yeah, we're gonna kind of let this play out. Looking ahead, so I will get the whole Venom Fang breaking the last or the other gem that you have. I will get that out. I will send you guys a message with what it is that he requested, as well as the other stuff that I have to make / figure out. So material components and all that stuff. Trying to think if there's anything else that I need to do. I'll look into fixing some of the bugs that have been going on. If you find other bugs, or if you want me to look into implementing things, put them in requests and I can look into that. Trying to think if there's something else. So we have the dragon quest that I'm going to be building. Thoughts on where you guys will be going next? Will you be ready to immediately move towards Talhundreth and start going that direction? Is there some more things you want to kind of hang in Phandalin for a few days to do? Do you want to like side quest some other things for a minute? Thoughts? What are some wants you guys would like to do?
I want to get that stone out of Phandalin before something happens to them over there.
Mhm.
Something worse happens to them.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
probably Dragon side quest, whatever it is.
Yeah, I think we'll
Before-
talk to Glenn and let her know what the dragon told us, that the what is it, that the stone that he had was mutating creatures and stuff, so that she's aware.
Okay.
But yeah. But then also, if he just gives us a quest and says, "Yeah, I'll destroy it," then we could bring him the other one.
Yeah.
And get rid of it.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Also to kind of lift the veil a little on this campaign a little. So the main thing you're in now, the phase of the game that you're in now is technically it's supposed to be a race against time, right? You know the next 3 locations of the next 3 gyms. You know that there's Mind Flayer-ish overlords or Mind Flayer tendency people that were controlling Ruxithid that are going for those gyms. So that's kind of the thought, is it's a race to get them before the Mind Flayers do. It's not written well to be an actual race against time. It's more of a once you get to those places, if you fail to get the gym because it's a TPK or you take 5 weeks in game to do it, you know, something ridiculous that you don't get the gym. So I'm not going to push the whole race to get it done. So if there's tons of other things you want to explore for a while and then come back to do this, that's fine. So just to kind of keep that in the backside of your head. Also, kind of be thinking a little about where you would like your character to go kind of in the future. I think we've hit the immediate goals everybody laid out. So Ishtar avenging your father with the hag, Erevan, you found your blood relatives, and Etherion, you avenged your father in essence, finding the last of the Grey Wolves tribe. If there's specific ideas you guys have for where you would like your characters to go, whether that's a specific idea for the story for them, things you would like them to accomplish, or very vague ideas, I'm open to anything. Let me know. I want to try to keep pushing your individual character stories forward as well. I don't want you to feel like, oh man, I haven't done anything for my guy. Like, you know, I keep helping Phandalin, but you know, what's in it for me kind of a thing. So just be thinking about that. If you have no idea and you want me to come up with something, that's fine too. Let me know. I just want to, like I said, make sure that you don't feel like your character's stagnating or anything like that. But yeah, I think that's all I have for you guys. Is there anything you have for me?